October is Women's History Month. It's a time to honor and celebrate notable women and their achievements. And throughout this month, we're going to introduce you to women who are breaking barriers and helping ensure this province is a little better off. This woman is a passionate champion of Manitoba's creative and cultural sector. Carole Vivier joins me now. Hi, Carole.
Hi there. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Well, Carole, you spent 3 decades as the CEO and film commissioner for Manitoba Film and Music. Manitoba would quite literally not be what it is, this industry, without you. At the helm, you were trying to sell Manitoba to the world. What did it take to convince Hollywood bigwigs to come shoot in the prairies?
Oh, it's funny because I think about my first trips to Los Angeles, and we didn't even have GPS then. There was nothing. I was using maps, like actual paper maps to work out my routes. But you know what? I think they're very business oriented in Los Angeles, and I think as long as you came across credible and you knew what you were doing, you got a meeting. And so even though at first we certainly didn't have flights, we didn't have a full crew. They still took the meetings, which I really now, and thinking back, really respect that. And then I remember one of the producers I met with said to me, you know what, Carole, you need an incentive to bring us to Winnipeg, to Manitoba. You're just not on the map. And so that's what prompted getting that tax credit. And we were the first Manitoba, the first province in Western Canada to have a tax credit. And it really started that journey. It really helped a lot. So I'm very grateful for having that.
Yeah, you pioneered that film tax credit. As you said, it was the first in Western Canada. That was back in '97. It was really a game changer. So why was that so important to the industry and for you to really help facilitate that to get things going here?
Well, it was really important to the industry because I think you needed to add incentives. And there were incentives in other places, but not as good as the one we ended up with. And it showed them we were serious, we were in the game, and that we really wanted their business. And so for me, it was just a really critical piece of the infrastructure we needed to have here. Along with that first studio that was built, that was really groundbreaking. And, we just continued on, and then we just had great training programs. And even within the tax credit, we had provisions that if we didn't have a crew person available, willing, or able here, they could bring that crew person in from anywhere in the world. But we need to have, if they maximize that, we needed to have 2 Manitobans trained. And so that allowed us to keep building our crew base to where it is today. And like now, it's like crazy how many shoots are going on. I just love it.
It's amazing, and I don't think any Winnipegger can say they haven't seen a film set as they've walked around downtown or in many parts of the city. I love seeing the Christmas movies shooting. So is there a movie or a show that was really like a feather in your cap that you saw when it came here, maybe an actor or actress?
Well, I think there was 2 films that really were breakout for us. One of them was Capote. That was an amazing film. It was won an Academy Award. And then Shall We Dance? Shall We Dance was the largest feature film we ever had here, and it just opened those doors. So I would have to say, for offshore production, those 2 really kind of set the bar for us.
You are also a Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal recipient. You've been honored with both the Order of Manitoba and last week the Order of Canada. What do these accolades mean to you?
Oh, it's kind of like pinch me. It's really amazing. It's quite incredible, rewarded for something that you love doing. And I never expected them. Like you don't know that you're nominated. So when you get those calls to tell you that you are now a recipient, it really quite literally knocks you off your socks. So I'm very grateful for being honored this way. I never expected it, and I'm really flattered and honored.
Well, Carole, you are one of our women's superstars this month. And I have you here in just a few words and seconds. What would you tell somebody that wants to go into this same field, or your younger self looking back on this?
Oh, to my younger self, I would just say, do what you did. Don't be afraid. Take those risks. When something's presented to you, that's a career move or an opportunity, don't be afraid to do it. Just take those risks, take those chances. it'll always pay off. As long as you're passionate and committed to what you're doing, people will respond to you. And it has to come from your heart and it has to be sincere. And people know that. So as long as you're doing that, just keep doing what you're doing. It'll happen.
Wise words. Carole, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.